Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to JWE on Wednesday Night Wingcrest. We're live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We're coming away from our spring break and are immediately preparing for the Elimination Chamber. Tonight, Nier and 9S look to start off their reigns as champion off on the right foot as they square off in their first 2 out of 3 falls match at the end of the night. Meanwhile, tensions continue to rise in the men's tag team divisions as the Heroes of Chaos take on the Vision Warriors. Mitsuru looks to avoid extending her cold streak as she takes on Pandoria, and Kaine is back in the ring as she takes on your newest Women's Universal Champion, Morag. So sit back and get ready for another exciting night of matches, because this is Wingcrest. And here we go, starting off our night with a tag team matchup. Introducing first, they are your men's tag team champions. It is the bringer of chaos, Zeke Von Genbu, and the champion slayer Rex, the Heroes of Chaos. And their opponents? They are your former tag team champions. It is Reyn time. It is Shulk time. It is time for the Vision Warriors. I would say that tensions are rising between these two teams, although it's mostly between Reyn and Zeke. Shulk and Rex are just kind of standing back watching this happen. But eventually, their partners need to get involved, right? And here we go, Zeke, Reyn, first in the ring, as the architect intended. And here we go, ref rings the bell, and Zeke immediately beginning with a big boot right to the chest, stomping down on Reyn, and lining up another stomp right to the chest. And now Zeke in the corner lining up, looking for the running drop kick that Reyn reverses. And now Irish Whip into the corner. And tagging in Shulk for an early tag team attack. Axe handle right to the spine. And now Shulk stomping on the upper hand. Or upper arm, rather. And Shulk with an elbow drop. And a diving knee to the chest. Shulk rolling Zeke around. And locking in a submission from behind that Zeke immediately fights out of. And now Zeke just smashing the knees into the canvas. Picking Shulk back up. Chopping the tree. And now Shulk rolls out of the way. Big boot to Rex. And now Shulk tagging in Reyn. And Reyn with a spinning heel kick to Rex. But Rex turning Reyn around. Elbow to the spine. And looking for a roundhouse enziguri, but not even getting the right angle. And the cover. One and only one. Now in the corner. Reyn middle rope, staring down as Rex tags out, and Zeke back in. And Zeke throwing Reyn for an Irish whip. Scoop slam. And Zeke stomping down on the hand. Zeke throwing Reyn away from the corner. Kick right to the spine. Now Zeke along the outside. Lining up. Double leg drop kick from the outside and the cover. One. Reyn kicks out. Reyn with a desperado tag. Shulk rolling through and a kick right to the bridge of the nose. And now Reyn taking a very interesting path back to their corner. And Shulk with a Hurricane Rana. Toss to the corner. Shulk taking Reyn back in, so the ring entrance will not matter. And what is Reyn looking for here? Oh no. Just breaking the leg. Reyn rolling Zeke around. Picking him up. Deadlift powerbomb, or a deadlift sit-out powerbomb. And Reyn to the outside. Flying clothesline. Zeke takes out. Reyn takes out. And Rex back into the ring after leaving for a moment. Walking Shulk, but Shulk elbowing out. And now Irish whip. Throwing Rex down, kick to the chest. Picking him up to his, well, knees. And a sliding clothesline from Shulk. Now middle rope. What is he looking for here? Diving downward elbow. Shulk taking out. Reyn back in. And Reyn being thrown out of the ring by Shulk, or by Rex. Rex up top, crossbody to the outside. Rex with a neck breaker along the outside, and they need to be careful. Referee at 7. Make that 8. Hopefully they're not stuck along the outside. There's 9. And Reyn bodying Rex away from the ring. That should not have been a count out, but whatever. That's why you need to get in the ring sooner, but whatever. Highly doubt that this is the entrant or the result that not result, but the finish that everyone wanted. But hey, a win is a win. And for our next matchup, introducing first, he is your newest men's Universal Champion after taking care of Reyn at the against the odds. It is Dunban. Dunban finally getting his hands on the belt after what seems like forever. And he didn't have many words to say about it. And his first opponent as champion. It is the final boss himself, Matt. And here we go, crowd on their feet, ref rings the bell, and Matt immediately running towards Dunban, hitting him with a running big boot. And now grappling Dunban from behind. But Dunban with a snap mirror into a headlock. But Matt with a hammerlock. And Matt going for the cover. Only one. And tying up. Dunban walking Matt to the northern ropes. And now Dunban setting Matt up on top. Looking for something big here. Top rope Spanish fly. Only a 1 count. And now Dunban just slamming the head into the canvas. And now grappling from behind, looking for the submission. That's going to be a rope break. And a double leg drop kick from Dunban. Diving elbow drop from the heavens. And now Dunban getting kicked by Matt as it creates a little bit of separation. Now Matt on the counter. Or on a counter offense, I should say. And now along the outside, Matt pushing Dunban away, but Dunban turning that around. Hammerlock. Suplex. And now Dunban with a sling blade. Referee at 5, and are we seriously broken along the outside again? There's 6. Dunban back inside the ring. Matt back inside the ring. And Matt tossing Dunban into the northeast corner. Tossing him aside. And the cover. 1. Dunban kicks out. And Dunban with a spinning heel kick. Sliding single leg drop, or a sliding single leg kick. And now again putting Matt into a tough position. Looking for another submission that Matt reverses. And now Matt in the corner looking for the Superman punch. And now, Dunban in trouble, the windup and the pitch. Matt going for the cover. 1, 2, and Dunban will not kick out. And a very evenly match between the two. There can only be one winner. And unfortunately for the champion, it is not him.
Here is your winner, Matt.
And Matt continuing to show why he is a true title contender. Regardless of where he might be in the power rankings, he will always be there. And next up, introducing first, she is your women's Universal Champion after a controversial match at Against the Odds. It is the flame bringer of Morag, Lady Morag.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Blade Runners. From the Queen City, the Grand Prix Women's Universal Champion, Morag.
And talks backstage about A2's involvement in the belt changing hands. Morag's not too happy about how she won the match. 2B certainly not happy about how she lost that match. But as they say, what's done is done. The past is the past. And yeah, that's it. And her opponent.
And her opponent from Death Valley, Kaine.
It is Kaine. Having a very disappointing start to the year. Hopefully she can have a better second quarter, but yeah. Ending a losing streak is much more difficult than starting one. And here we go, ref rings the bell to meet in the middle with Kaine immediately beginning with the knife edge chops, Morag pushing that away, but Kaine with a strong knee and a roundhouse kick sending Morag down. Kaine with an elbow to the spine. And just smashing the arm into the canvas, looking for the knee, but Morag rolls out of the way. I think that was more inadvertent more than anything, but still got out of the way, and now stomping on the upper arm. Kaine fights out though. Forcing Morag up. Single arm gut-wrenching slam, and now Kaine. Up top, lining up. And a diving clothesline. Morag with a reversal. Rolling Kaine up. There's one, and now Kaine flipping that. There's one. Morag kicks out. Still quite early in the match, so I'm not really too surprised. And now Kaine locking in a Fujiwara armbar. Just holding on to that arm tight, and Morag immediately getting out. Morag sweeping the leg. Going for the cover. 1, 2, Kaine kicks out. And Morag tackling Kaine. The open palm strikes into an armbar, but referee calling off a rope break. And Kaine running right into Morag, and Morag sending her down with a over-the-shoulder slam. And Morag rolling Kaine up, looking for a spinning backbreaker, I think. And now just stalking her prey. Sleeper hold locked in. Might we see Kaine tap? Kaine struggling to get out, and Morag just releasing the hold. Still not entirely sure what the purpose of that is, but there's a crossbody. And Morag looking for the rolling neck snap, but Kaine gets out of the way. Tackling Morag. And a leg breaker. And Kaine picking up Morag, throwing her down in a powerbomb. And a falling forearm right to the forehead. Cover now. 1, 2. Morag kicks out. And Kaine sending the champion for a run, diving underneath, jumping over the top, and just tossing her over with a single arm. And just cranking the neck. And now Kaine up top. Elbow drop finds its mark. And the cover. 1, 2. Morag still with the strength to kick out. And Kaine with a knee to the temple, but Morag reversing that, sending Kaine for an Irish whip and looking for the double leg dropkick. Kaine gets out of the way. And now walking Morag to the eastern ropes. Bouncing off the ropes into her elbow, back and forth. And now Kaine immediately up top, looking to end that little sequence off with a diving spear from the heavens. Cover. 1, 2. No! Morag kicking out. Kaine forcing her up. And here we go, Irish whip. But Morag just stepping to the side. Kaine again sending her for an Irish whip. And another spear. 1, 2, 3. And a disappointing first match as champion for Morag. And here comes 2B. Staring down the opponent she had last Sunday. Looking for a potential rematch. Stating that there was interference in their last championship match. "2B looking for a rematch at the Chamber." And for a second tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first, it is Pyra and Mithra, the double-edged blades.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Fueta and Muta, the Shield.
And their opponents.
And their opponents, Beautiful Steve and in Tanaka, Diamond Mine.
Coming off of a rather disappointing showing against the odds versus the Gestalt sisters, they are your former tag team champions. It is on to Kamiki and Haru Kumura, the Diamonds. Here we go, Mithra, Haru, the first in the ring. And here we go, ref rings the bell, and Haru immediately running towards Mithra, who just sidesteps that clothesline. Haru with a neck breaker and immediately tagging in on. Now on with the double leg drop kick. Forcing Mithra back up to her feet. But Mithra with a reversal with a headbutt. And stomping down on the upper arm. An elbow drop. Look for the stomp to the ankle. But Panther with a reversal. Knife edge chop. Look for the knee. Mithra with a reversal. But Panther with an enzigiri. And an arm drag. Panther to the outside. Spring or a slingshot senton. Going for a quick cover. There's one. And interestingly enough, Pyra in the ring. Not really sure if she doesn't trust her sister or what. Look for the double foot stomp. Mithra gets out of the way. And sending Panther for an Irish whip, diving underneath. Over the top, using as much of Panther's energy as possible. And Mithra with a stomp to the thigh. Panther slow to her feet, and Mithra just walking her to the southwest corner. And a spear. Mithra tags out, Pyra in. And Pyra immediately with a short kick to the chest. Pyra sending Panther into the Diamond's corner. Turning her around. And just throwing her chest first. And a suplex. Into the cover. 1, 2. Haru's in the ring. And Panther with a jumping facebuster. And tagging out. Haru back in. Pyra forcing Haru back up to her feet. Kicks square to the chest. And Pyra tags out Mithra back in. And Haru with a huge roundhouse kick. Looking for the crossbody, but Mithra steps out of the way, using that folly or that blunder to her advantage, but not for long. Haru with a reversal. Kick to the side of the head, a knee to the kidney. And now middle rope. Getting Mithra back up to her feet. Hurricane Rana. Haru takes out Panther back in. Panther sending Mithra into the corner, stomping down on the chest. Alley-oop corner powerbomb, or the corner alley-oop powerbomb. And forcing Mithra back up to her feet. And now a crescent moon headlock. Trying to get the Aegis to tap. Pyra breaking it up. And Panther sending Pyra slamming to the outside. And now Panther going for a quick cover against Mithra. 1, 2, and the Aegis kicks out. And Mithra just bouncing Panther's head off the outer padding. And a stomp to the ankle. There's 5. Mithra back in. Panther on just has a few more seconds to get back into the ring. And she's not even to her feet yet. Now she is. There's 9. Panther back in. Panther heading up top. Staring down Mithra as she crawls to the corner. Pyra back into the ring. Don't think that was a really good idea, but Panther just throwing Pyra aside. Now both of them into the outside. Pyra back in, Panther back in. Pyra to the outside, Pyra back in. Get it, figure it out, guys. And Panther takes out Haru back in. And Haru with a leg drop. Kick to the spine as Panther and Myth are just having a little bit of a fight along the outside. Haru gaining the support of the crowd. Top rope crossbody. Into the cover. 1. Pyra kicks out. And this is turned into a one-on-one with Panther and Myth are just beating up each other along the outside. Haru with a big back pie drop. Kick to the shoulder. And now Haru, middle rope, getting Pyra back up to her feet. And a diving knee. Both women back onto the apron as if nothing happened, but here comes Haru. Flapjack facebuster. And Haru allowing Pyra to crawl back to the corner again. Not entirely sure if that's a good strategy. In fact, I know it's not, but Haru with a spear out of nowhere, still not going for the pin, instead going for the women's rights, which we support here. There's 2, and Pyra breaks it up just before 3. Here on the Moon J20 channel, we support the rights of women and the LGBT community. And minorities and everyone. Literally, yeah. And now Pyra heading up top, or Panther heading up top. Diving double leg drop kick. Forcing Mithra back up to her feet. Toss to the corner. Will we see? No, I was expecting to see a showtime, but no. And Haru lining up. 1 more women's rights. 1, 2, 3. And now our penultimate matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is Pandoria.
Making her way to the ring from your darkest fears, Pamela!
And her opponent making her way to the ring with Kasumi? Like, I knew that Kasumi reached out to Mitsuru and asked if, she wanted to partner up, but I guess Mitsuru agreed. Alright. Or maybe Kasumi just wants to be in Mitsuru's corner. I don't know. This is not something you see every day. Here we go, Pandy and Mitsuru. Both ready. And ref rings the bell to meet in the middle. And Pandoria immediately begins with a right leg to the thigh, now a rear waist lock. Mitsuru trying to escape. And slipping out to the back. A rear waist lock of her own applied. And now Pandoria with an arm drag into a headlock. And knee right to the shoulder. Pandoria moonsault connects. And the cover. 1, 2. Mitsuru kicks out. Pandoria double leg drop kick. And now look for a moonsault, but or a senton along the outside, but Mitsuru gets out of the way now, throwing Pandoria to the outside. Always dangerous. Especially because of this. Mitsuru with the double leg drop kick. And a kick right to the spine. There's 5. Pandoria back into the ring. Mitsuru slow to her feet. There's 7. And Mitsuru, you might want to get back into the ring. And she does. Just trying to make it a little bit dramatic, I think. And now locking up collar and elbow. Pandoria slipping out to the back. Another rear waist lock. But Mitsuru with a snap mirror into a headlock. And Pandoria trying to escape, but Mitsuru maintaining control. And what is Kasumi? Kasumi is just kind of staring out into the void right now. What is she doing? And now Mitsuru The hammerlock. And Pandoria slipping in that into a headlock. But Mitsuru escaping with a trip. And setting Pandoria up along the ropes. Using the rope as a weapon. And a trip. And Kasumi finally making her way back to the ring. As Mitsuru with a big boot. And now Mitsuru heading up top. Lining up a crossbody from the top rope. Stomp to the wrist. Kick to the spine. And, man, this division just really goes to show that, yeah, Mitsuru, Makoto, and Kasumi, they're rivals, yeah, but they're always trying to look out for each other. I really like their relationship. And Pandoria with a head scissor Hurricane Rana. Kasumi trying to cheer on Mitsuru, but Pandoria with the clotheslines. And the cover. There's one. There's two, and Mitsuru kicks out. And Pandoria looking for the hip attack, but Mitsuru gets out of the way. A spear. And the cover. 1, 2. Pandoria kicks out. But Mitsuru looking much like her former self. Knock on wood. And a knee right to the patella. And now Mitsuru locking in a figure 4 leg lock. Make that a figure 8, which he will release because this game is still absolutely broken. And now Mitsuru up top. Cross body splash. And the cover. 1, 2, 3. And finally, Mitsuru Kirijo breaking the streak. At least for one match, but finally. And it was probably that reversal right there that set up the window to hit the spear. The cover to really put Pandoria on the edge. And the crossbody to put it away.
Here is your winner,
And Mitsuru getting a standing ovation from the crowd. A big time win here tonight. Even if it's just an exhibition match, it is still a huge weight off the shoulders. And now for our main event of the evening. Introducing first, he is your newest men's Cruiserweight champion. After defeating Leon Kawada in a quick 2 out of 3 falls. It is 9S.
The following champion versus champion contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Making his way to the ring from the Machine Age, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Grand Prix Men's Cruiserweight Champion, Niles S.
And his opponent, he is your newest men's Nexus champion. After coming home victorious against Gundam Tanaka,
And his opponent,
it is Nier.
weighing in at 185 pounds, the men's mixed NXT champion, Nier.
And I have been waiting for a rematch between these two because their last match, not exactly groundbreaking, not exactly outstanding. This one, though, this one I have high hopes. And here we go, both champions ready, and referee rings the bell to meet in the middle, and 9S immediately beginning with a super kick to start off this first 2 out of 3 falls match, and an elbow to the chest. Ninas rolling Nier onto his stomach, knee to the bridge of the nose. And already trying to hype up the crowd as they lock up in a collar and elbow. Nier pushing 9S into the eastern ropes, or into the western ropes. Referee having to break them up twice. And again locking up. 9S slipping out to the back in a rear waist lock. And 9S with a grapple. Well, he was already grappling, but with a headlock, that's what I meant to say. And Nier throwing 9S off of him. Knife edge chop, hip drop. And Nier with a moonsault. Going for the cover to try to get a quick 1-0. It's going to be a 1-0, but a 1 count, no falls. And Nier picking up 9S, swinging neck breaker. Stomp to the hand. Stomp to the nose. And a satellite DDT. Nier scrambling up top. Getting 9S back up to his feet. And then looking for the crossbody, but 9S sips out of the way. And Nier again grappling, tossing 9S into the corner. 9S with a reversal though. And lining up a running elbow. Picking up Nier, but Nier elbowing out. Irish whip. And a suplex. And 9S with a side big boot. Heading to the outside, heading up top. Leg drop. Nier forcing Nier back up to his feet, turning him around. And a facebuster. And the cover. 1, 2, and Nier kicks out. 9S. Locking in a Kojai clutch to try to go up 1-0. And Nier tapping out. 9S taking an early 1-0 advantage in this first 2 out of 3 falls. But remember, it is exactly that, a first 2 out of 3. But having a 1-0 advantage is still pretty big. Nier going for the 9S going for the cover. There's 2. Nier kicks out. Nier first up to his feet. Rolling Nier onto his back. Falling fist. And the ground and pound. Nier just cranking on the neck. Jumping over, heading up top. Getting 9S getting Nier back up to his feet. And Nier catching that crossbody splash over the shoulders and a fireman's neck breaker into the cover. In the corner. 1, 2. 9S kicks out. And now Nier. Chicken wing sit out powerbomb. And the cover to go up, or to tie this, there's 2. 9S kicks out. And 9S with a clothesline. And now I don't really know what they're doing. Alright, now we're back in. Cool. 9S turning Nier around. Russian leg sweep. Stomp to the wrist. And 9S going for another submission, trying to 2-0 Nier by just submitting him, but Nier escaping. Irish whip. Look for the clothesline. 9S just ducks out of the way. Nier with a reversal. Pop-up double leg drop kick, and now Nier to the outside. Frog splash. And a neck breaker. Nier with the ground and pound. Stomp to the jaw. Trying to finalize his comeback. Another frog splash, this time from the top. And Nier in the corner. And the cutter. The crossroads. To tie this up. 1, 2. Next fall wins. Now this is a match I was expecting between two champions. Yes, it's the first 2 out of 3 falls, but even that first submission from 9S took a while. And now Nier looking to get the momentum, but as soon as I said that, 9S turning that around in the corner, there's a facebuster, 9S locking in, or lining up another finisher. Is it going to be another Kojak clutch? Yes, it is, locking in Nier, trying to 2-1 him with 2 submissions. Locked in, and he will. 9S, 2 submissions on the night to win that first 2 out of 3 falls. When is the last time you've seen somebody win a first 2 out of 3 falls by submitting twice? 1 submission, sure, I understand, but 2 submissions, that is rare, especially here. And like I said, a match I fully expected between 2 champions. And they did not disappoint this time. And 9S picking up a huge win. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us here tonight, and hope to see you on Friday for Eclipse as we get ready for the Elimination Chamber, where we have something in mind for the Chamber. But until then, we are signing out from Green Bay, Wisconsin. See ya.